Daylight in schools. What is daylight in the built environment? Natural light comes from windows and skylights. Artificial light is provided by electrical lighting. Studies have been conducted from different school districts by obtaining performance data and looking for correlations with the amount of daylight provided by classroom environment. Lighting affects children's health and comfort. Research has shown that fluorescent tube lights is counterproductive to children's learning. The blue light from the fluorescent bulbs can trigger headaches, making them a cause of stress. The intense light waves causes hyperactivity and anxiety. Nothing can beat the benefits of natural light when incorporated into the classroom. The health and concentration of children increase, and the positive physical and physiological, psychological benefits arise. Improved academic performance is a result of better concentration. In return, children's confidence increase, keeping them more focused and feeling secure in their studies. Artificial lighting makes it difficult for kiddos to contain their frustrations and control their emotions throughout the day. Having a classroom with more windows and uncovered windows is a great way to incorporate natural lighting. But why? Our brain is accustomed to sleeping at night and working during the day. The artificial light is not familiar with the brain's biology and becomes a microstressor. Natural light provides kiddos with a conducive ambience to calm them down.
Architects and designers have an important role in the implementation of strategic daylighting in schools. The question remains, is more always better when it comes to daylighting? Not necessarily. More is not always better. Designers may view larger window areas as more desirable in classroom settings. We've understood that daylighting in classrooms has a positive effect on students. Now our focus is on how the ability to control the incoming daylight impacts the user overall experience. Controlling the amount of incoming daylight, examples include through window shades. How much daylight is the ideal amount for today's tech-enabled schools? Many people have thought about this question. Stantec's research group found that with sunshades and light shelves, user satisfaction with daylight was very low. The major source of dissatisfaction, glare. Students were unable to see notes on the marker border or the projections on the screen in their classrooms. In the study, Daylight and School Performance in European School Children, researchers found that daylighting significantly impacts the performance of the children and accounts for more than 20% higher test scores. What is a successful lighting strategy for educational environments? An artful balance between daylighting with electric sources and control technologies. Sunshades and light shelves help to mitigate glare. Ample lighting controls includes features such as daylight sensors, color tuning, and dimming allows for flexibility. So what is the designer's role? When specifying LED sources, the aim should be a minimum color rendering index of 80 and full spectrum lamps. Promotes visual comfort, reduces glare, exhibits low levels of noise and flicker. It reduces the distraction for the students. The following case study demonstrates the controlled use of daylight in an educational environment. The Richard Lee J. Lee Elementary School in Plano, Texas design, they use large windows and daylight harvesting through reflective ceiling tubes, which enables natural light to reach 90% of the interior. The placement and the sizes of the windows were strategic to make sure the light reaches deep into the spaces. Punched openings were placed along the wall to create exterior overhangs for sun shading. Daylight is diffused to avoid glare in the interior with the corresponding surrounds. Colorful, fun portals where students can learn and read individually. Window size is not directly proportional to the amount of useful light available in space because glare is not considered useful. A fun fact to share, the amount of useful daylight illuminance, UDI, is actually lower in larger windows.
And so through daylighting, it provides many benefits, including increased productivity, improved health and moods, attention spans, and energy savings, healthier students and fewer sick days. Natural light amplifies the mood, enhancing brain chemical serotonin. And studies have shown that more sunlight exposure you receive, the higher the level of serotonin in the body, which boosts feelings of calm and happiness. Additionally, natural light positively affects the body's internal clock, and it can improve sleep and release hormones and boost overall well-being. Now, as for the disadvantages, the overall use of daylighting in schools can result in creating glare, an excessive amount of light stagnant in a single place that can cause discomfort and mood patterns to the occupants. Improper window placement can create poor balance of lighting in a room, limiting use of their space. In addition to the excessive amount of light entering space, excessive amounts of heat energy is generated through daylighting, which forces the HVAC systems to use more energy to cool the area down and affecting the institution financially. And so through testing, to further our research, we will explore the psychological advantages of operable windows in elementary schools, which provides an ideal setting for a statistical study of human performance relative to the specific building design characteristics standardized curriculum. We will document the effects through both quantitative and qualitative methods, qualities that can be evaluated through documentations of behavior and mood of both students and instructors. It will consist of commentary, observations, and reactions students have with instructors, as well as reflecting on the teachers and the learning that occurs in relation to the percentage of light within the space. And now an analysis of test scores will provide quantitative information on how various light settings impact the students. And so how does lighting affect learning? Classroom lighting affects cognition, which in turns affects the terms of academic achievement, attention rates, working speed, productivity, and accuracy, among other effects. And lighting that is too dim can cause difficulties in learning, like affecting brain focus and visual clarity when reading. It could also lower psychological well-being over time. On the other hand, lighting that is overly bright and fluorescent was shown to contribute to off-task behavior and making hyperactive behavior much worse. So the importance of good lighting in classrooms all depends on the fact that lighting doesn't only affect us visually, but it can also affect us physically and emotionally through our attributes. And through the based on the characteristics of light itself, it also in turn influences the pupil's school performance. And thus the studies show that exposure to light also improves the students' test scores, attendance, and their behavior. Thank you.